When I was a stay-at-home mom, sometimes I got bored. One day I decided to make some food for a homeless man who lingered under a bridge. It was at I-20 in Hampton. That seemed to be a hot spot for beggars for some reason. I had seen this man several times, so I figured I should help him out. I made him a sandwich and put it in a plastic bag along with some cookies, a cold drink, and a Tupperware container filled to the brim with hamburger helper, and also a fork, a real one, and a napkin, and a Bible. I went and picked up my little brother and got him to go with me, looking for him. He was nowhere to be found at first, but after driving up and down the street and looking carefully several times, we spotted him. I made a quick U-turn, pulled over to the side of the road, and flagged him down. He cautiously approached the car, and I handed him his lunch. He looked suspiciously at me, then into the bag, then thanked me, and walked away. He didn't even smile. So later on that night, it hit me. He had no way to read his Bible. If he lives under a bridge, and since he spends his days begging, the only time to read would be at night, and there's a good chance he had no light. So I sat up and told Tommy that we needed to go buy a flashlight and give it to a homeless man. Tommy was quiet for a moment, then said, "Amy, what did you do this time?" I told him about me and Joe feeding this man and how I gave him a Bible, but he had no way to read it. Tommy mumbled something negative and tried to go back to sleep, and I'm not sure how it all planned out, but within minutes we were in the car, Leah sleeping in the back, heading to the grocery store so I could go in and purchase a flashlight and batteries just in case. So once this was taken care of, Tommy asked, "Where is this man?" I told him which underpass. He was in a really bad mood that night. A few go-rounds under the bridge, and Viola, I saw him. I told Tommy, "There he is!" So we pulled over, and Tommy rolled down the window and yelled out at the poor man who was staring at us. I think he recognized the car. Tommy said, "Hey, did my wife give you a Bible today?" The scruffy fellow peered into the car and looked at me, smiled, and nodded. Finally, a smile. I smiled back and waved. Tommy grumbled something mean under his breath and then said to the man, "Here's a flashlight so you can read at night. My wife seems to think you need one." The man looked puzzled, took it, along with the batteries, said nothing, and walked away. Tommy was still not amused, but I was giddy all the way home. I sometimes wonder what happened next. Did the man ever read the Bible at night with the flashlight? I pictured him in my mind, sitting up high on the concrete, way up high underneath the bridge, leaning against a concrete column maybe, taking in all of John's visions and revelation, and getting inspired and turned on to life once more.